Hello, everyone. Here, this is Roxy Benjamin. How about a hip hip hooray for our last video assignment, right? I don't have one of my teaching partners videoing me, so I'm practicing the selfie mode here. So we're going to make this video short and sweet before my arm falls asleep. The first question that we were supposed to address for this video assignment were just some of the major issues that were covered in the bargaining agreement between the Board of Education and the Teachers Union. And I guess I really, before starting work in York, the district where I came from was a closed shop, and so that means that the teachers were a part of the union, whether you wanted to be or not. It was something that was required of us, that was automatically deducted from our paycheck, and I didn't love that, even though I understand that the unions advocate for teachers' needs, and I appreciate all the work that they do. There was kind of something just about being like, hey, this is a requirement, so whether you like it or not, this is going to happen. That maybe rubbed some staff members the wrong way, but here in York, it sure seems like the union does great work and helps support teachers and advocate for their needs. So when I got hired in York a couple years ago, I got emailed my benefits package and my contract. And so obviously the main things in there were salary and salary schedule, which is something that the teachers union would advocate for during their meetings. Our contract is reviewed annually with our NEA and the school board. So that's something I think that's really nice. They can address problems as they are maybe seen by staff and go from there. Another great maybe an area that's covered is health insurance. I know that that's something that's often talked about, and York has a really, really great health insurance. Which I didn't find out until after I got hired, but they offer comprehensive health insurance, and so we're given a salary, and then our health insurance is not deducted from our salary. So it's family health insurance. So that was really great to hear that with two little people. Sick days and our personal flex days, I shouldn't say flex days, I should say personal days, are something that's also negotiated as well. Before I started in York, so that would be, this is my second year. The year before I started, the teachers had unlimited sick leave. And so I had never really heard of that before in a district. We currently now have 10 sick days per year, but it seems like the unlimited sick leave, from what I had heard from teachers, was not something that was abused either. It was well respected because, as we all know, it's harder to write subplans than it is just to show up for the day, it seems like. However, I wish the district I worked in would have had unlimited sick days when I went on maternity leave twice. That would have been helpful. But some of the other issues that are negotiated that were in our contract are our starting time and ending time in the day, and also the number of days that were contracted as well. There's also some other legality portions that are included in our contract as well. And I think that our union does a really great job of advocating for our needs. The luncheon, the union luncheon that I went to when I was first hired, the union reps gave us a sheet of all of the improvements or increases, we should really say, that they've advocated for since the union started. And it was really powerful to see the increase in salary and the increase in personal days. And of course there was a decrease in sick days, but that had to come with funding as well. I know that the union worked hard to protect our comprehensive health insurance for our families, and that was not deducted from our paycheck. And in order to make that happen, due to the Affordable Care Act and some of the changes with health insurance, there were actually 5 para positions that were cut. So that was too bad, because it seems like budget cuts always are warm bodies that are that extra little help for kids in the classroom, which is too bad, but that's what had to be done, I guess, to stay on budget. So anyways, I know another thing that has been kind of pertinent to me that's in our contract is kind of extra duty schedules. So I'm the ELL coordinator for the district as well, and that position has kind of morphed over this past year, so it's taken on quite a bit more responsibility than we originally thought. But my compensation has to be based on the scale, like A, B, or C, extra duty scale. And so right now I'm on a scale C, and unless we want to move to a scale B, which would be even a little bit more duties, I can't be compensated more for my time, which I'm okay with because it's really great experience, but I thought that that was an interesting little tidbit of information as well. I don't know, I might have mentioned this, but our salary, or our contract, I should say, is reviewed yearly and negotiated yearly. There's always a session, which I'm really not a big part of. I've never been on a bargaining team, and I'm not a part of the bargaining team that's here in York. There's actually no elementary school teachers that are on the bargaining team from York. All of those teachers are from the middle school or the high school, so that seems like an area we could probably work on for sure to make sure that some of the elementary teachers' needs are being voiced. But I loved what I heard in some of the other videos, like about a superintendent advisory board or a survey that the NEA or union would send out to its members, and I just thought that that was really a great way to make sure that the union was really supporting the population. There's none of that in process right now in York, but I will take those ideas. Maybe use them when I'm an administrator, right? Working with the union. But it seems like our district, our superintendent, our board of education, admin, and the teachers union have a really great relationship together. Sometimes I think that some of the things that would be negotiated, like salary increase, raises, things like that, are a little bit stalled. There's some maybe friction, you would say, that's happening in York right now with property taxes. York County has some of the highest property taxes in the state, and so farmers are not happy about that, which I understand. My husband works in agriculture, so I guess I see both sides of it, where York property taxes are really outrageous compared to other districts, especially districts that are directly surrounding them. But I also understand, based on the funding in Nebraska, that a lot of funding comes from property taxes, and we are a equalized district. And so, anyways, some of those increases, I think, are put on hold maybe because of the publicity and that whole PR relationship with the school and the community, and working to maybe promote some more positive thoughts regarding education in our community. Our superintendent, we're very lucky. He's very forward thinking regarding that and has established forums with farmers just to try to get out there that it's not the school that's really trying to take funding away. It's really the state that's lacking in providing funding for the district. And so we have to kind of make up for it somewhere. Anyways, back to topic. One of the questions, the last question, asked to address some of the new bargaining approaches that have emerged over the past decade. And I guess one bargaining approach that really stuck out to me from our textbook was the idea of that professional unionism, which is something that seems like it's promoted in our district. But one thing I loved was about how it talked about how you kept a file of concerns. I think we could do a better job in our district of maybe communicating with like staff what's happening with the teachers union. There is a meeting that happens before school at the high school at 7:30 to talk about the proposed changes to the teachers contract. But if you're at the elementary school and your school day starts at 8:15 and you have morning duty at 7:50, you're probably not going to be able to go to that meeting. But I really liked the idea of kind of keeping a comprehensive file and notes of issues as they arose, so then you had something concrete to go back to when you had a meeting with the board to negotiate some different things. So anyways, those are my thoughts on bargaining, and I hope you guys all have had a great Thanksgiving and have a good Christmas. Woohoo! Bye.